welcome to Over 500. I'm your most humble, awkward, most insecure host, Mark Ogeen, joined by my nearest and dearest friend.
I am the co-host and his nearest and dearest friend,
Big E.
E-Dog.
Big
E. I guess we're trying to figure out what we're going to call me, right?
Yeah. Actually, don't say Big E because I think that's a wrestler's name nowadays.
Oh, so is that like copywriting?
I think so. You might have to be Big Nesto. Big A&M.
Big A&M right here. Rep it all the way, baby. Gig 'em. Yes.
How you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. I like, we got the NFL draft coming up.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for my boy. Obviously, I don't think he's going to go in the first round, but Kellen Mond.
Oh, yeah. That guy. Wow.
Yes.
Well, if you're rooting for him, I'm rooting for Sam Ehlinger.
Yeah, we'll see who gets drafted first, right?
I do want to say real quick, I forgot about this, right? But we had our debut episode last week, so I want to thank everyone who tuned in and checked it out. It meant a lot. Like I expected to get like 2 views, and I got like 30 or something like that. Last time I checked, which is amazing to me. I'm happy.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and let's get the raw ball rolling.
Yeah,
and,
we can keep it going.
Yeah, let us know how we can improve and what we can do, and Venmo me $3. I'll say whatever you want.
Let's see what we got on the big board today. We got 3 topics over 500. Real quick, I want to go through all of them. NFL drafts, number 1. That's tomorrow. I'm excited. NBA play-ins. We're getting to the end of the NBA season. And then we got, just announced yesterday, Mayweather or Logan Paul. I can't wait to get to that one because that one's stupid.
It's been in talks.
That one's stupid.
Been in talks for a while now, right? And
yeah.
it is an exhibition match. So I guess I don't know if it's going to be exactly essentially like Jake Paul.
Is it going to be on Thriller? We'll talk about that. We'll get to that. All right. So NFL draft.
NFL draft.
What do you think is going to happen tomorrow?
It's pretty much for sure. First two picks, right? We already got it. We already got that.
It gets interesting at 3.
Yeah. So Jacksonville's first, right? Brand new coach, Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
And of course, brand new quarterback. We already know Sunshine.
It's Trevor Lawrence.
Headed to Jacksonville.
Oh shit. Oh, never mind. I thought my sound went off. My bad.
Not going too far from Clemson, so he's just down.
Wait,
down
where is
the road.
Clemson at? North Carolina?
I believe it's South Carolina.
Okay.
I guess fact check us right there, right? South Carolina, yeah.
You should know. You hosting a sports podcast.
Right. Oh damn. Well, it was right off the dome, so don't worry about that.
No, but Trevor Lawrence has been in stone for 2 months already, 3 months. Not even as soon as Jacksonville confirmed first pick, he was going to them.
I think he was in stone since he won the championship freshman year.
Yeah. But we didn't know he was going to.
Yeah.
For a while, we thought he was going to be a Jet.
Yes, but we thought he was going to be a Jet because the Jets were so horrible.
They were fucking terrible, and then they started winning games at the end, which is really weird. But they got a nice consolation prize in Zach Wilson, right? Everybody thinks he's going number 2.
Yeah, he's nobody. It's not a thought. He's going number 2. He's going to get that phone call.
Confirmed.
I mean,
put a percentage on it.
There's a 99.99 percentage. I'd say bet the house on that one. He's going number 2.
Okay, now I believe you. I agree. Yeah. Number 3, though. That's where it gets interesting because, if you recall, the 49ers traded 3 picks, right? 2 first-rounders this year, next year, and then the year after that.
Yeah,
so really kind of 3. And then a second-rounder next year or something like that.
Yeah. So San Francisco is basically, I guess, their thought is we're ready to win, and we're ready to win right now.
Okay.
Right? They're saying we can win the division, we can get to the playoffs, and we can make a run and get to the Super Bowl, right? And then I guess it just depends on who they.
But with their rookie quarterback right now.
Well, that's the question. Who will they take number 3 that can take us through the playoffs and get us this chip?
I disagree with you. I don't think they're in win now mode. But they did trade all those picks for a quarterback. They're taking a quarterback tomorrow.
No, I mean these guys are win now. They got a good defense. They got playmakers. They got not experienced as in he's been in the league for 100 years.
Yeah.
But I mean he grew up with coaching. This guy is he's a mastermind, and that's pretty much what he's looking for.
Yeah. So when you say that and you make it sound like they're gonna take Mac Jones, who is the ready now quarterback.
So that's the question. Mac Jones is the safe pick.
Yeah.
He
has the higher floor.
Yeah.
Than all the rest of them.
I think in his whole college career, I guess he lost
He played at Alabama. I don't want to hear that stat.
Yeah.
He played on an all-star team. Like that's the thing with Alabama quarterbacks, though, is that how good is he really? Because he played on the most stacked team year after year. Like I don't know how good he is.
Well, I mean, I guess we're about to find out. But the real question is who's going number 3? So what do you think?
Man, if I was them, I'm not obviously, but if I was them, I would take Trey Lance.
Okay, so Trey Lance is like your D3 guy.
Yeah, he's like, if you're gonna trade the whole future, you gotta hit a home run. And you gotta aim to hit a home run, right? Yeah. And I feel like Mac Jones, like that's like a double or a triple, but I want a home run. I'm taking Trey Lance.
So Trey Lance is like the guy with the highest ceiling, right? So he
the highest
has
ceiling,
potential.
but also like he could just be terrible too.
Yeah, I mean it could go both ways. So I think that's why he's a eerie pick. I just want to highlight and say, whenever we're going through workouts and everything, because everything was different this year. There was no
combine or whatever,
anything like that. I don't know why people been sleeping on Justin Fields.
Yeah, what the hell happened to Justin Fields?
Yeah.
When this trade was made, I thought they were moving up to take Justin Fields.
I mean, we're talking about a guy who's a winner. He's a winner, right? And then just look at the film. Look at how he throws, how he runs, how he reads offense, how he reads his offense, and how he reads defenses. I don't know how this guy went from like the number 2 quarterback to like potentially number 5.
Yeah, they're talking about him to the Patriots, which is like, y'all number 15.
Yeah,
in draft order. Like,
well, I mean, I guess that's the expectation is maybe the Patriots would make a trade to go up. Yeah. But I mean, this guy's been falling for no reason. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
I think Dwayne Haskins left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. Also, like he might just not be interviewing well. Like he might, because I heard Trey Lance is doing a great job interviewing. Like, and they love him. Like, and they care about that kind of shit, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, I mean, this guy has no character issues though. Like, he's not an asshole, right? He's not like.
So you think they're overthinking it, and they don't want Justin Fields now or something like that?
Well, I mean, in a sense, you're right. Like, Ohio State quarterbacks haven't really been the success. Yeah. But man,
who was the last good Ohio State quarterback? You can't even think of it one, right?
I really couldn't. Dwayne Haskins for sure, was like, I guess, a bust that I could think of. But
here's my thing with 49ers though, is that if they take Mac Jones, I would leave disappointed because I feel like he would have been there at 12.
All right, so 49ers, if you can hear me, take Justin Fields.
It would be a big pussy move if you took Mac Jones number 3.
Take Justin Fields. This guy's got potential. He's got the works. Take the works. Don't take the bond, right?
Yeah.
Invest in Bitcoin.
Real quick, you think Atlanta takes a quarterback, number 4?
Man, that's the next like funny thing, and honestly, these 2 picks are like so crucial to the draft because whoever number 3, whoever 49ers take, then what happens in number 4? Do we take the Swiss Army knife, right, which is Kyle Pitts?
Yeah.
Or do
Kyle Pitts?
Or do we take a quarterback? What goes on here? What do we do?
What's wrong with Matt Ryan?
2 things. He's getting older, and
we just saw a 42-year-old quarterback win a Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, but he's not Tom Brady. There's not a lot of people who are Tom Brady. There's only one Tom Brady.
Okay, yeah, you're right about that.
And he's getting older, and he's getting more expensive. So
yeah,
I know this year and next year he only gets more expensive with the cap. So, I mean, I think Atlanta has to take Kyle Pitts though, and they paid this man, so we got to take him. We're gonna ride with Matt Ryan and see how it goes. So they take the Swiss Army knife, and then from there, things get kind of interesting, right? Bengals take offensive linemen.
They should.
Don't sleep
They're
on
gonna ruin Joe Burrow.
Yeah, don't sleep on the offensive linemen.
Yeah.
For like the top 2, they are like just big, strong, fast, heavy guys.
Yeah.
And I think I'd rather box a skinny, fast dude than a big, fast dude. You know what I mean? Even though I'd probably lose against all top 10 picks, probably. So whatever.
I do want to end on this note. What the hell happened to Jimmy Garoppolo? Is he not good?
I mean, injuries.
Okay. Because they gave him a big contract, right?
Yeah. Sort of big contract, but it's the injuries, man. Like, time to move on.
I saw the Kyle Shanahan quote where he was like, they were like asking him like, is Jimmy Garoppolo going to be on your roster Sunday? And he was like, well, I can't guarantee that anybody in the world will be alive on Sunday. So how can I guarantee that he's going to be in my roster on Sunday?
Yeah.
Which is that's the shit I would say if I was put on the spot and I was nervous. And that just tells me he's gone.
It's not an answer.
He's gone. He's not making it through the season.
It's not an answer to the
Which
question.
I was like, yo, 2 seasons ago he took him to the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened. I didn't know he was injured like that. I thought he played last year, but no.
Well, I mean, he was supposed to be the next Tom Brady.
I thought he was the next Alex Smith.
Yeah.
Game manager. You know, just good enough.
Well, that's kind of what he was. He was kind of the game manager, and he got him to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But I think in parts it was because the weapons he had around him, and I think his coach is just a mastermind. So
yeah, I guess. Right.
But you know, don't sleep on the top 10 picks. Those are going to be all interesting.
Yeah.
Pick number 3 and 4. It can definitely turn into a party after that.
That's when it starts. Yeah, like that's the real NFL draft.
It's kind of like you drink a couple beers, you know, and you're just like, oh yeah, we're chilling, and then you know once you get to that 3rd or 4th, you know, if you're lightweight like Mark, you know, that's when you start.
I did end up pretty drunk last podcast towards the end.
Yeah, he's lightweight.
All right, enough of that. What else we got? NBA play-ins. All right, so there's been a lot of confusion about what's going on with the NBA play-ins.
Yeah, I don't even know what that's
Do you
going
care to
on.
explain, or you want me to explain it?
No, I don't. I mean, I know what's going on, but I don't know what's going on.
All right, so how it works, right? 1 through 6, each conference, you're in. Just like the old ways, you're in. You're good. 7 and 8, each conference, they play a game. The winner is the 7th seed, right?
Yes.
And then you got 9 and 10 also play a game, and the winner goes on to play the loser of the last game. Obviously, the loser goes home.
Yeah.
And then those 2 teams, the loser of 7 and 8 and the winner of 9 and 10, play a game, single elimination, and that winner becomes the 8th seed.
Okay, so I have a problem with that. I have a problem with
it does sound very amateur, so go ahead.
So the problem that I got with this is I get that the 10th and the 9th seed have an opportunity, and it does make it kind of more interesting because it's like a little
March Madness.
Yeah, it's like a little play-in tournament to get in. But if I see it, you know, I'm an 8th seed and I end up losing, and then I end up losing again because I'm not healthy or for whatever excuse, why should I let a 10th seed team be better than me, or not necessarily be better, but get in?
No, I get what you're saying.
Playoffs.
Most seasons you play 82 games, right?
Yeah.
And this season they're playing like 72. But why the fuck do we play 72 games if one game is going to decide if I'm in or not?
Yeah. Bro, it's like you go to the bar and you see this cute chick and you're like, all right, I'm going to buy her drinks, and talk and let her know and be like, hey, man, you know what's up? You know, I do this, and this is where I work, and this is what I do, and what's up, girl? You know what I'm talking about? And then some dude just comes out of nowhere, and he's like, you know, he looks better than you, and, you know, he's just like, hey, I'll get you that 1942 shot over here. And
Elon Musk walks in the bar?
Yeah, she's like, oh, I got to go, and you're just like, what? I was the 8th seed.
You
like,
put in all the work, but that guy came in a little later.
Yeah, and then what do you go home with? A bill, a big-ass bill.
The reason I do like it is, you know, sometimes shit happens during the first half of your season, right? Especially this year, like with COVID, like there's so much shit. I think the Washington, like, didn't even have a team to field like for a month or something like that.
Yes.
And I'm looking at them, and they sit at 10, right? And I don't think anybody wants to see Washington make the playoffs.
They're gonna make the playoffs. And they're gonna do it. They're gonna make the play-in, and they're gonna make the playoffs. And that's what I'm talking about. I don't want to see them because they were like lost for months.
Yeah, they didn't field a real team until like February.
Yeah, I don't want to see. I don't want to see them come back. Go get your top 10 pick next year. You know what I'm saying? And let somebody else go. But I mean, that's the beauty about sports, though, right? You know.
So here it is right now. The West, right? At 6, you have Dallas. 7 is Portland. 8, Memphis. 9, San Antonio. That's the first play-in team, right? And then number 10, Warriors.
Yep.
And then there's a kind of a gap, and then it's the Pelicans at 11.
I think in the West, that's what it is. It's going to be Blazers, Spurs, Grizz fall down to 9, and Warriors get 10. I think the Blazers beat the Spurs. I think the Warriors beat the Grizz, and then we got San Antonio beating the Warriors.
So you think San Antonio is the 8th seed?
So
are you just saying that because you weren't a San Antonio hat
I confidently say that, and I fanatically say that.
Okay.
So I think they got if they're coached right, they're healthy. I think they got
They are
the
deep.
means
They have a
and-
deep team.
Yeah, they got a deep team. I think deep teams will still work. You know, they work in the regular season and they're going to work for this plan.
Yeah.
Obviously don't know how far they'll get into the playoff, but they got pretty much the best coach in the league, and they got a lot of good role players. Defense.
I like their chances versus Memphis if they run into them, right?
Yeah.
Because Memphis is young. They can't score crunch time. I think that Memphis would probably just like shoot themselves in the foot and lose.
Mm-hmm.
But if San Antonio runs to Steph Curry and the Warriors, 1-game elimination, I got Warriors making it in.
I think the Warriors, they got Steph Curry, they got Draymond Green, they got Steve Kerr.
They're not going to beat anybody 4 games, but they'll beat San Antonio 1 game.
It's a possibility, but because the bottom 4 teams, I think with the exception of Portland, are not so good.
Yeah. Portland's too good to be there, but that just speaks to how deep the West is.
Yeah. And I mean, if me personally, if I'm LA, why not fall into the play-in?
LA Lakers?
Yes.
When you're going to run into Denver at the 4 seed and they're injured?
Well, the 4 seed plays the 5.
Yeah, and then it's going to be Denver, LA. Like, that's the perfect matchup for them.
Yeah, I guess revenge from last year, right?
Okay, on the East, right? We have Boston, number 6.
Yes.
Miami,
East.
7. Charlotte, 8. Pacers, 9.
Where are the Knicks?
Knicks are at 5.
Yes.
So, all right, we don't even need to talk about
Yes.
them. I think they're making the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, I actually think the Knicks are going to be a 4 seed at the end of this.
Washington at 10. And then outside looking in, Bulls, I don't think they're going to make any kind of noise. That Vucci trade has not really did anything for them.
I think they should have done that trade at the beginning of the season.
Yeah,
obviously
it was too late.
Yeah.
So, but I do have Washington sneaking in somehow, some way.
Yeah, so my bottom 4, what I got is the Hawks. I think the Hawks will fall. The
You think
Hornets,
so?
yeah,
They've been on a tear.
They have, but they're gonna fall. They got a hard schedule. They're playing like the Nets. They're playing a couple of strong top 3 teams in the West. So I think they're gonna fall. I got the Hawks playing the Hornets, and then I got the Pacers playing the Wizards. The Wizards beat the Pacers, and then the Hornets. Here's my if, and this is if LaMelo gets back in. If LaMelo's back in, they beat the Hawks, and then it's the Wizards beat the Hornets. And that's if LaMelo's in. If LaMelo's in, then I think the Hornets go in.
Man, I think the Hornets are better than Washington, but man, I really want to see Westbrook go against KD and Cole.
Yeah. So
that's my dream scenario.
Yeah, I would like to see that too, and they would have to get the 8th seed because I think the Nets are probably going to get the first
only
seed.
possibility at this point.
Yeah.
It looks like, and shit, I want to see that.
Yeah,
that's must see TV.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Brooklyn's going to beat the brakes off them, but
yeah, but I want to see some skirmishes, right?
yeah, I want to see Westbrook dunk on KD and do a little Ninja Turtle face he does. He's like,
yeah.
I would pay to see that.
Donatello.
Besides that, like if I'm Utah, I don't want the Pelicans to make it. Pelicans
I don't think
are a
the
good team, but
Pelicans,
they're very badly coached. They keep losing close games. But I don't know.
I don't think they're necessarily badly coached. I think it's just youth and this testing period.
I don't know. I've seen some games where it's like, what the hell y'all doing in the fourth quarter?
It's true. I mean, Zion's playing a new role. So is Lonzo, and
they're too talented to be fucking 11 seed.
Yeah. I mean, their bench isn't as deep. It's regular season.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. All right. I'm done with that. Enough of that. Whatever.
Next.
Here it is.
Wow.
It's happening. It's finally fucking happening.
Wow.
Logan Paul versus Mayweather is official. It got announced yesterday.
Wow.
June 6th in Miami. Otra noche in Miami, right?
Yeah.
Logan Paul, unlike his brother, has never won a boxing match. First and foremost. And he's fighting Mayweather, right?
I think he's fought some amateur.
He fought KSI in a YouTube fight.
Okay.
And he lost.
But he's taller.
Yeah, he is taller. He's like 6'2", or 2 Mayweather's 5'8", 5'7".
Yes. So it's tall white boy season.
It is white boy summer. I don't know what's gonna happen with that, but so the odds are Mayweather plus 2,000.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna win.
So what does that mean?
It means bet $2,000 to win 100.
Oh
so if you got the dough, put it down.
Logan is negative 900. So it means bet
100 to win 900.
shit. I might just take that offer up. There has to be some kind of like weird shit going on with this. Because why else would Logan agree to this?
I mean, why would Mayweather agree to this? We talking about Logan?
Money.
This
money.
is
Mayweather's always been about money.
yeah. So
It's Floyd Money Mayweather.
honestly, think buy the pay-per-view, do whatever the hell you want. Mayweather's just gonna run around the ring like he always does, and he's gonna make it entertaining, couple rounds. But I mean, I think there's a bigger issue here. I'll get to that issue here in a bit, but think about Jake Paul's fight, 1.5 million. Some people say it's rigged. Some people say it's not.
It most certainly did look fixed.
So, I'm talking about like the pay-per-view views, right?
Yeah.
Pay-per-view said that they had one.
They saw 1.5 million pay-per-views.
Yeah. But if you think about it, like people like Logan Paul, people like Jake Paul. How many Instagram followers do they have?
Shit, millions upon millions.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna follow them.
They got like a
little.
little less than 20 million followers.
Yeah.
So if you can get 1/20th of that followership,
That's
to
already
buy,
a million buy-ins, right?
yeah, that's $1 million. So like, and that's a crap load of money.
Yeah. The way I look at it, it's a win-win for Logan, because if he wins by he can say that he of course he was gonna lose to Mayweather. Like, who wouldn't lose to Mayweather? But if he somehow, some way won, he'd be like the biggest legend of all time. So he wins regardless. He gets paid. He can say that he did it, and maybe he becomes a legend.
I think if he wins, it's rigged. Like it's Mayweather gave it to him somehow, some way.
How old is Mayweather nowadays? 45, 50?
Shit, I don't know. Fact check.
Yeah. Honestly,
old.
I Big Show had a better chance, I think.
At Logan or at Mayweather?
At Mayweather.
Oh, yeah, I think so too. I think that'd be more entertaining.
It's a lose-lose for us, because you're probably going to pay $100 to watch this shit, right?
Well, I'm not gonna pay a single dime. I'll watch it on YouTube.
Yes, you will. I know
I'll
you
watch it on YouTube.
I will. You're going to buy pizza, and you're going to buy beer, and you're going to invite everybody to the house.
No.
You're going to pay $100 for this shit. I already know you.
No, not for this one. Not for this one. I'm actually, I think what I wanted to get into is I think this goes a little bit deeper to where, talking about Instagram followers and money and money and money and money and all this.
Yeah.
I think, like, we kind of talked about this last week with Jake Paul, and we talked about the how, is this the future of boxing? Like, boxing for the longest was amazing.
Yeah.
You had your big fights, and it was the talk of the month, right? Now it's like, you got UFC. Now you got different leagues coming in for, MMA fighting, like with TNT, for example. And that's basically gaining popularity, and your boxing is losing popularity.
Yeah.
So, you've had old timers like Tyson, like De La Hoya, talk about, dude, Logan Paul, this is like what boxing needs. Like, so is this what boxing needs? It's like is this?
It's not what boxing needs. It's what boxing wants. I've always said this about everything. Everything is way too corporate nowadays, right?
Yeah.
So Super Bowl, super corporate. There's a logo on everything. There's a logo on a football. There's a logo on the halftime show. The logos, right? So with boxing, it's now, who can we get in here that's going to bring us views, branding, merchandise, pay-per-view, ad revenue, all that shit.
Yeah.
It's just corporate. Everything is corporate. So of course they're going to fucking go get Logan Paul and Jake Paul, who have millions of followers, to like revive boxing.
And that's the sad part.
Yeah.
That's the sad part is you got to go get some Instagram, somebody from Instagram, somebody from YouTube, whatever it is, to come out and revive the sport.
Between every fight, it's fucking Justin Bieber concert. Like, it's
Yeah.
fucking corporate as fuck.
Yeah, you got damn robots. What is it, right?
Yeah. You got Pete Davidson doing interviews and shit, and Snoop Dogg doing commentary. Like, it's corporate. It's all corporate. It's cringe. I hate it. I hate the way that sports have gone in general.
Yeah.
But that's a discussion for another day.
Yeah, I think I think the only solution for boxing to ever make it back, I guess, the right way would be to get rid of promoters. Like, do it like the UFC. Put number one.
We're too far in.
Put the champ
We're
versus
too far
number
in.
one.
It's never gonna go back to the old ways. Like, it's just corporate. Everybody smile for the camera and shit like that.
I have hope.
All right, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with the under 500 topics. Troy, you go ahead and hit my music, brother. Welcome back. Real quick, guys, I want to remind you that we are brought to you by and made possible by Treaty Oak Liquor. And just to show you that I'm not a sellout, I would never lie to you. I'm not just saying that because they pay me for it. I'm going to take a shot with my co-host right now.
Yes. Treaty Oaks, baby.
Yes, sir.
To some good gin.
Damn, that tastes good, and they pay me for it.
Yes. We needed a little pick me up, right?
Yeah. What else you got? Who else we sponsored by?
We're also sponsored by Flipside Sports Bar and Grill. It's located at the Y, not the YMCA, but the Y off of 290 and 71. Amazing bar, great owners, great bartenders, great staff. Crawfish boils on Saturdays. A bunch of TVs.
I want you to post a picture of you there.
Yes, we will be there probably tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, NFL draft is
Yes,
tomorrow.
we will probably be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I will make sure to post
I will post a picture
myself.
on the story.
Yeah. It's going to be like a picture of like just my forehead.
Also, technically brought to you by I Don't Know Network. Logo
Yes.
right there.
I guess.
Thank
right?
you, Mario. Thank you, Troy. You guys are the best.
No, they are the best.
No, you guys are awesome. Thank you. I love you guys. A lot of these sponsorships are made possible by Mario. So, you know,
That is
follow
true.
him if you haven't followed them on all socials and whatnot.
Yeah, he works hard. He works hard for it.
I would not be here if it wasn't for him and Troy.
I would not be here if it wasn't for Mario, Troy, and my parents.
Fair enough. All right, enough of that. Enough of that sellout shit. I want to get into the other half of the podcast, the drunken, rambling,
Yes.
the less important shit under 500. What do we got today?
The good bullshit.
Under 500, Julius Randle. Can't wait for that one. I love Julius Randle. And you know why.
Yeah.
You know why. UFC weekend. You know all about that. I heard you
Yes.
yelling in my ear all weekend.
Yeah, this dude fell asleep
Enough of that.
through
Later,
the
we'll get to that.
pay-per-view.
And
so
then Chloe Kendall. What the hell does that mean? Well, we'll get to that at the end.
when we get to it, we'll get to it. Yeah.
All right, brother. So Julius Randle, he's been on a fucking tear. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yes.
He is the leading candidate for MIP,
Yeah.
most improved player.
I would say this dude should be in the conversation for MVP.
That's what I was thinking too, right?
Yeah. It's like, man, this guy is Julius Randle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drafted by the Lakers. You know, the Lakers, they
And he was kind of a late pick for NBA terms.
Yeah.
He was like a seven pick, right?
the Lakers didn't know what they had until they lost it.
I think they knew what they had. Just context matters. LeBron James is coming into town, and they had to let Julius go. Right, whatever.
Yeah.
Enough of that, right? I have to give Julius a lot of credit, dude, because his second best player is R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, and I mean,
His third best player is washed up Derrick Rose.
yes, and let's not. So yeah, they're one's washed up, one's first
One
year
is too
player.
young, yeah.
But let's not forget them. They are essential to that team.
Yeah, no, they are. They are.
People can't triple team Julius Randle. They got to watch out for R.J. Barrett. He's shooting out of his mind.
Yeah. His shooting improvement has led to their record
Yeah.
improvement.
And Derrick Rose almost looks like old Derrick Rose.
He looks like a six-man of the year candidate. It's a little too late.
Yeah.
But he looks good.
They should have made that trade
Waylon
earlier.
Ellington looks good, or Reggie Bullock looks good.
Yeah. Alex Burks.
Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah.
What the hell did he come from?
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was on the roster.
Yeah. I mean, he's a good role player.
And they're doing it without Kevin Knox, who is not very good anymore. Frank, whatever his last name is, the French point guard.
Tinkanlila or something
Yeah,
like that.
he's very French and very
Yeah,
bad.
kind of pushed out of the lineup pretty much.
They're doing it without who's their center? The big rim running shot blocker.
Off the top of my head, I can't remember.
I cannot remember his name either, but he is very good, and he's been injured, so they've been playing Noel a lot.
Yeah.
And Noel's not very good either. So I'm like, how the hell do they keep doing this? And I look back at Julius Randle, and I look back at Tibbs too.
Yes, yeah. We cannot forget about Tibbs.
Yeah.
Coaching is so important in the NBA and the NFL and any sport. Coaching matters unless you're a LeBron-led team.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, LeBron has never had an elite coach, I don't think.
Tibbs, this guy, people thought it was over after what happened in Minnesota with him and the relationship that he had
He's
created.
never been a bad coach. He's just really hard-headed, and he gets in spats with his front office.
Yeah. Gets in spats with the front office, likes to have a little control with the players. And finally, actually, people thought this relationship between him and Dolan wasn't going to work because New York Knicks.
It sounds on paper like it would never work.
No. I mean, this guy is literally like, I am the master. I am I am the New York Knicks.
Yeah.
You will do whatever I will do. You will draft whoever
Yeah.
I will want. So it's one of those deals where he kind of let go of the reins and said, "Hey, you go for it."
Yeah.
And that's what happens.
I think Dolan got tired of his team being terrible. And
Yeah.
he was like, Tibbs, do whatever you gotta do, bro.
So what? They haven't won a playoff game since 2013.
2013.
Yeah.
Melo was on the team. Feels like forever ago.
Yeah.
But give Julius his props, though. He's averaging 24 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists a game, right?
Yes.
And I want to give credit to his development because back in the day, the knock on his game was he was a bulldozer. Like he would put his head down and bulldoze into the paint, and then whatever happened after that, whatever that happens. Like he would just throw up a crazy shot. He would just turn it over. He would get blocked, and every once in a while he would score. But that was his game for a long time.
And I give credit to Tibbs and the coaching staff for finding out, and developing the player and saying, hey, why don't you pass the ball more? And hey, why don't you take a couple threes here and there, And man, this guy is MIP for sure, right? Most improved for sure.
Yeah.
And, obviously there's top 5 most valuable players. He's going to make it even if it's the 5th spot.
I think he will make top 5 MVPs.
Yeah, he will for sure. He's not going to win MVP, but he will.
For sure.
He will. And the Knicks are back. The New York Knickerbockers.
That's the crazy part of all this.
Yes.
The thing that jumps out about Julius, he's shooting 40% from 3. Not even like 42%. And that's crazy because back when he played for the Lakers, every time he took a long 2 to a 3, I would close my eyes because it was just offensive for me to watch.
Yeah.
Because he had the worst shooting form of all time, maybe.
Well, probably Lonzo had the worst.
Yeah. Well, Lonzo came along later.
Yeah.
But then he also shot like 20% from 3. And I was like, yo, for him to make that big of a jump, he's been working really hard in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
He's been working on his shooting. He's been doing a lot. He's been getting people involved. He's been fucking working on his physique and all that stuff. Like, he deserves all the love in the world.
Yeah. Put in the work, get the twerk.
The Knicks are probably the most popular town in New York right now, right?
Yes.
Over Brooklyn.
Yes.
Talk of the town.
Yes.
Why?
You know how it is with the Knicks. If they even get close, if they were like a 10 seed or an 11 seed,
the Knicks will always be the Lakers to the Brooklyn's. Brooklyn's like not even. It wasn't even Brooklyn like 5 years ago.
It's the Mecca. The
Mecca of basketball.
Yeah, Madison Square Garden. Yeah. That's where even what Zion was like. Besides New Orleans,
he kind of slipped up and said he wanted to go to New York last week.
So guess what? New York, that's your chance. Get that, scoop that player when his contract's over.
But we thought Brooklyn was taking over, right? Because KD had a chance to go play for the Knicks. Kyrie had a chance.
Yeah.
And they said, no, let's go play for Brooklyn.
Yeah, and they might, Brooklyn's going to be the better team, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I would love to see that series.
Oh,
New York.
In the second round, it's possible. If Brooklyn stays 1 and New York goes to 4.
The battle for New York. I would love to see that. That would be
what?
awesome.
I have not even thought about that. That's crazy that you brought that up.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see that. Real quick, I want to shout out to the baby Lakers. Because back when they were Lakers, right, everybody shitting on them, doubted them. And now I'm looking at Julius like, I feel validated. I had so much real estate on Julius Randle Island. Like, fucking, everybody thought he was trash for like the past like 4 or 3 years or whatever it's been. And I'm looking back at the baby Lakers and D'Lo, All-Star, right? Brandon Ingram won MIP last year.
Yeah. He's
Jordan
great.
Clarkson, 6th man of the year candidate, right?
Yeah. I think he gets it.
Yeah, I think he does too.
Yeah.
Lonzo, MIP next year. He's been good. He's been great.
We'll have to see.
We'll have to see, right?
He's still trying to find his role,
He needs the right team.
Yeah.
But besides that, Nance, Zubac, Thomas Bryant, Josh Hart, Kuzma, all very, very solid players.
I would disagree with Kuzma, but
oh, come on, bro. I love the Lakers scouting and drafting department. They're not very good at developing players. I'll say that. Luke Walton was pretty bad when he had all these guys on the team.
And it's part of being a big market. The Lakers, hey, we attract free agents.
It's
who
a
are
lot of pressure.
Good.
It's a lot of you got to be good now.
Yes.
And these guys all needed time.
Yeah,
That's all it was.
And that's the pressure that it is with all these big market teams.
Yeah.
It's like we got to win now, and if not, in the next 2 years or
Yeah.
so. But enough with the Laker talk.
Yeah.
You know, get out of here with
I
that
just want to
bullshit.
give Julius his flowers right now because he deserves them. He's been on a fucking tear.
Yes.
He has his team at the 4 seed, which is, impressive coming into the season. I didn't even think they'd make the playoffs.
And here they are.
Yeah.
And here they
Well.
are. Well, cool, man. We'd like to kind of move on to UFC 261 in Jacksonville, Florida. That was amazing. We actually rented
That shit was ass.
we didn't rent. We bought the pay-per-view. Went out to the crib, had a couple people, day one friends come through. And just
I think
watched.
Mario tried to roofie my drink.
Dang.
Well, we'll talk about that another day, another
Yeah,
podcast.
that's for another
All right.
section.
Yeah.
But for sure, man. I mean, there was no long fights. Like it was literally, I think the longest fight went 2 rounds.
That's crazy.
And I mean, there was just craziness everywhere, and the fans like actually, it was amazing. Like it's awesome. Like it felt so good to hear chants. You would hear chants in the middle of.
Oh, I
these
forgot.
guys
This was
going
the
at it.
first UFC event
Yeah,
when they had fans. And
Yes, it was Fight Island before this,
Yeah.
and now it was the first event hosted in Florida. I'm excited. I love to see fighting. I don't like to fight, but I like to see it.
Okay.
I'm one of the people who holds the phone, records the fights. So that's me.
All I know is I carry my own 5. Don't need security in the club.
Oh damn.
But whatever. Continue.
Anyways, UFC 261, amazing what happened. We saw a broken leg. Kind of brought you some
Deja vu
from Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When that happened, I was like, "Have I seen this before? Am I reliving this moment?" But I remembered. Oh, the other guy.
The other dude just literally stood there like a tree trunk and was like, "Hit me!" And he hit him, and he just broke his leg, and he was like,
It was like the first 10 seconds of the fight, right?
Yeah. So I mean, just recapping it, I just want to talk about how amazing it was. It was awesome, and it was the biggest thing was just having the crowd there,
Yeah.
and
The
having the
energy is
people
different.
give the people what they want. You know what I'm saying? And it was just awesome. Like we saw the Thug Rose get her title back, and that was awesome too. Very emotional. Who against an opponent who who was very strong, Wei Li, the UFC fighter from China, and Shevchenko just do what they got to do, and it was like the next person up for Shevchenko is Amanda Nunes. I'm ready for that.
Amanda Nunes.
Yes, I'm ready for that.
Not to be confused with Amanda Perez.
No, I guess they can have a sing off, right?
Yeah.
But no, Amanda Nunes is gonna whoop that ass. I like that. And then just kind of talking about Usman and Masvidal. I'm a huge Masvidal fan. I am with him. Street Jesus, game bred. But definitely Usman. I mean, he only gets better, and he's a young fighter, and he's a strong fighter. And the next person is Colby Covington, and I'm rooting for Usman to whoop that ass.
Yeah. That's the Make America Great Again guy, right?
That's that guy. Yeah. So we're gonna whoop that ass.
We're all rooting for him to get that beat.
Shout out to all the African fighters, and
What do you mean by that?
Usman, Nigerian.
Okay.
The current heavyweight title in the UFC is also of African descent. And I think the welterweight is also of African descent. So it's just diversity in sports, and they're
much like
killing
other
it right now.
sports. Then when they started including African Americans and other Africans, that they dominated.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
They're on top of the world right now.
Yeah.
UFC.
You can't argue against that right now.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Congrats to them.
UFC 261 was amazing. Let's make UFC 262 even more amazing.
I was just there for the memes. That's
Yeah.
all I was there watching for.
I was there for the punches thrown.
Like Joe Rogan going like, oh shit, and everybody's favorite podcaster. Everybody loves that.
I know. It's like, dude, him, Joe Rogan, what is it, Daniel Cormier.
I'm not the biggest Joe Rogan fan right now because I've run into people recently who keep telling me they moved to Austin because of Joe Rogan.
Oof.
And I'm like, bro, yeah, this is exactly what we needed, more Joe Rogan fans in Austin.
It's okay. You're welcome, I guess.
Go mix and mingle with the fucking Elon Musk fans.
Yeah.
Bell Valley,
They can do each other.
Yeah. Whatever. Enough of that. Last topic of the day. Probably the most fun topic.
Yes.
We got Chloe Kendall What do you mean by that?
All right, so we already know the Kardashians, right? There's the Khloe curse. I know that was flaunted.
Was that a curse?
while-
I never heard of that. What is
yeah,
that?
I mean, what Khloe? Remember, Lamar owed him, and then he got on drugs, and had to start his.
You blaming that on Chloe?
She was not there to support him. She just wanted him for a show.
That's very anti-woman, but go ahead and continue.
And, the dude ended up pawning his 2 championship rings. Tristan Thompson was a great player on the Cavs, won the championship, and then after that, Tristan Thompson. I mean,
That had more to do with LeBron James leaving, but
no, it was Chloe.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we just thought about it. We were like, man, how many dudes Chloe been with that are
and who
sports related?
Who could compare?
And of course, the one and only Kendall
Jenner. So we got a
Yes.
Chloe versus Kendall matchup. So pretty much, right, we were just thinking what would be a fun last topic to end the podcast with. And we came up with 5 versus 5.
Yes.
Chloe ex-boyfriends and husbands versus Kendall's ex-boyfriends. And they apparently have enough to fill the whole NBA team.
Pretty much. We got a
Each.
5-on-5.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So let's run down the lineup, right? On Team Chloe. Point guard, James Harden.
Yeah. All day.
Shooting guard, Rashad McCants.
Yes.
I had never heard of this dude. He was like a bench warmer, right?
Yeah,
Something
he
like
was a role player, kind of off the bench, but he made a big uprising in the remember Ice Cube made
Big Three,
the
yeah,
Big
Big
Three.
Three,
Yeah, he was hooping. Shoot, he was
So
hooping.
he was kind of like a starter boyfriend.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was the one who got her in the door, so he the real MVP.
Small forward, Rick Fox.
Rick Fox,
Power
another
forward.
Laker.
You brought him up. Lamar Odom.
Yes.
And center, Tristan Thompson.
Yeah. And sixth man, don't forget
French
Chloe.
Montana?
No, Chloe.
Okay.
She the sixth man. She got to hoop somehow.
And on Team Kendall, we got point guard Devin Booker. Right?
D Book. Yep.
Unless you want to put Jordan Clarkson at point guard.
Now I'd put Jordan Clarkson at point guard,
Okay.
and I'd put D Book on.
Okay, so let's
shooting
switch
guard.
them.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Jordan Clarkson, point guard. Devin Booker, shooting guard.
Yes.
Shannon Parsons, small forward.
Yes.
And then Ben Simmons, point forward at power forward.
Yeah. Yeah. He can
And
play
then
both.
last but not least, Blake Griffin at center.
Yeah. We'll do it that way.
And 6-man, A$AP Rocky.
Yeah. She can't.
All right, who's winning? 5 versus 5.
Well, man, I'm gonna have to go with. I like Chloe here, man.
You like Chloe's team?
Yeah. Proven.
They had the best player in James Harden.
Proven. So, Team Chloe, I'm gonna make my case for it
Yeah,
here.
go
So
for it.
you got between all 5 players, you pretty much got 6 championship rings with the NBA. Lamar's got 2. Rick Fox got 3. What is it?
Well, Tristan has 1.
Tristan's
Okay.
got 1. 6 championship rings. You know, it's like MJ.
I mean, Kendall has 0 rings on her team.
Yes, I mean to your defense, they are young players,
Yeah.
but
Well,
and
she's
they-
young, they're young. She's like
Yeah.
some young, so whatever. So Chloe has the veteran team.
yeah,
That's what you're telling me.
and they're proven. They're proven.
No, they are proven, right? Lamar Odom, we all know, Hall of Fame career.
Yeah, 6th man of the year. He's
Yeah.
got a 6th man of the year. You know, this dude was capable enough, great enough to be on a starting squad in another team. But obviously, the Lakers were so stacked
Yeah.
in that back-to-back championship run
Yeah.
that he was like, well, let's just be your 6th man because that's what you got to do.
Okay.
And Tristan Thompson before he
In his
got
prime.
Chloe
In his prime.
curse. I mean, the dude was hooping. He was rebounding. He was double.
He was a very good role player.
Yeah, he was a walking double.
Okay. You have a hole at shooting guard. You don't have a very good shooting guard.
Yeah,
You
I
think
mean,
James Harden would make up for that versus
yes.
Kendall's team?
We're talking about a guy. Who on his off nights goes to strip clubs, throws some dollars, and
And he comes,
wakes up.
He wakes up late, and then he fucking hoops and drops 40 on you.
Yes,
40, 10 assists,
yes.
and like 9 rebounds.
That's the guy we want. That's the guy we want on our squad. We can party, and then we can hoop, and we can make
See,
everybody
that's
happy.
not fair because the way I look at it is all Chloe's players, we've seen them in their prime. But we haven't seen Devin Booker in his prime. We haven't seen Ben Simmons in his prime. And Jordan Clarkson, you can make an argument we haven't seen him in his prime.
Yep.
So who's to say that Devin Booker won't be as good one day as James Harden?
I guess we'll just have to revisit this down the road.
Now, fuck that. Even today, I think Kendall's team would win. because we got fucking Ben Simmons, Devin Booker, Chandler Parsons in his prime.
You got a hole though.
In his prime?
you got a hole at center essentially.
Blake Griffin.
Yeah, Blake
They
Griffin's
throw
not,
that alley
not a
oop
center.
and dunk it. Blake Griffin
Nah, he
in
can't
his
dunk
prime, he can do everything.
In his prime, yeah, but he can't.
He's
defend.
not a rim protector, but
can't
is
defend.
Tristan Thompson a rim protector?
He cannot defend.
So we would score 140 and we would give up 130. That's what I would believe.
But then once,
Your team is top heavy. It's just James Harden and Lamar Odom.
but then once Chloe,
I'm not worried about anybody else.
once Chloe comes in, 6-man right there. She comes in.
Chloe could play power
Yeah.
forward.
Imagine that matchup: Chloe and Kendall. That's body. That's in the paint.
I give
That's paint work all day.
I give Chloe the benefit of a doubt over Kendall.
Yeah, Kendall probably can't shoot. So,
But Polly has great court vision. She's very tall.
yeah, she is pretty tall.
Yeah. I'm Team Kendall all the way. I root for the youngsters.
I root for the youngsters too, but
No,
Chloe,
you're more of an old
Team
head.
Chloe.
You live in the Tim Duncan era.
Yes, I still think Tim Duncan's the best power forward in the world.
There's
Forever.
there's no Spurs in this list. Congratulations. There's no
Yes.
Spurs on this list at all.
We don't mess with them hoes.
A lot of Lakers, a lot of LA people.
Yeah,
Yeah. I guess they have a type.
yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
We don't mess with them hoes.
I'm done with this
Stay away.
podcast. I've had enough. I'm tired.
I'm
The
tired
next
too.
podcast is coming in after this, probably like in 5 minutes.
Yeah, they're gonna kick us out.
Yeah. So
At least we don't got to clean after this though.
I do want to thank everybody who made it this far. Who knows how many people that is? 1, 2, 5. I'm your humble, gracious, awkward host, Mark Ogian.
I am the voice of reason. Big Nesto.
I don't really believe that, but whatever.
Believe it. Believe it and see it.
We'll see you next week. I'm tired.
Yes, we'll see you another day. Signing out. Over 500.